I went to a meeting about Family Promise, which is an organization that they're trying to get established in Anderson County that will have local churches hosting homeless families in like their gymnasiums or wherever. And so I met Peggy through the meetings there, and I've been to the building where they're going to be hosting that, and she took me around, and we're going to collaborate, and I've contacted some schools about maybe getting some clubs to help her with sorting so they can get community service hours and things like that. So haven't seen anybody there yet because they're not at that stage. I take care of all homeless students in District 5. I make sure they have everything they need for school, transportation, medical dental needs, anything that they need, which is clothing, school supplies. I'm their advocate at school, maybe for enrollment, for documents or things like that. So anything for education, that's what I'm there to remove all barriers. This year, our count starts over every year, and right now I have counted 171 students in District 5 alone.
Wow.
Yeah, I know there's more. It's kind of embarrassing, and I'm sure there's a lot more that we don't know about that just haven't come forward. Oh, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. It's just the fact, like I said before, to make people comfortable, to come and trust us, because I know how I would be. The school would be the last place I would tell I'm homeless, because they wouldn't want to embarrass their child. We've got to let them know we're here, we're confidential, we will take care of your child and make sure we level the playing field for education. I'm here to make sure all the barriers are removed and that they feel comfortable. If they need anything, I'm here for them. When you think of homelessness, you think of these alcoholics living under a bridge or what. You don't think of young children. And you don't think of it being right here in our own homes and in our own schools. Because the kids, I mean, you can be sitting next to a homeless child in your classroom. So the awareness is a big thing, because once more people realize the severity of the problem in our own community, people are willing to help a child. I mean, they are willing to help a child. They just need to know how serious the problem is. What I do, I serve only District 5 students. A lot of times there's younger siblings, the parents need clothes, or maybe cousins that are living there that's not District 5 student, just different issues, since I only purchase things for those students. So that way they can go and get things also. So it's going to work out very well for us to collaborate. I think it's going to be a wonderful relationship. Like I said, we're working together. I'm trying to get some groups for her so the schools will be involved. And that's going to be a big thing, is get the students in the schools to come out and help her. They'll realize how important that is, and maybe they can do referrals, seeing that, we have all these clothes and we can help these people. And so it's going to be a good connection with the students themselves, because they know what students they are in classrooms with. So I think it's going to be a good connection there with the students, along with the Threads of Hope. And they know they can contact them through me too. So we need to really work hard and get the awareness out and let them know how wonderful Threads of Hope is going to be. It's a pretty long list. It's a pretty broad definition. The definition for homelessness for McKinney-Vento is a student who lacks a fixed, regular nighttime residence. And that includes, of course, fire, which they've lost their home and lost everything. Low-income motels, not Hyatt or the Hilton, just some low-income hotel, motel. We have double or tripled ups, what we call them, where they're, say a family has lost a job and they've lost their housing. They have to move in with a friend or a relative. They're sleeping on the floor, sleeping on the couch. It's not because of their choice to lose their home or move into someone else's home. We also have, we call them unaccompanied youth. That's when they're not in the physical presence of a custodial parent. We have a lot of them where the parents will move away. We have teenagers who, we call it couch surfing. They're at one friend's house one night, one friend's house another night. We have them living in cars, campers, tents, trailers. We also consider substandard housing, which is no power, no water, maybe just need to be condemned, or they're living in a building, or there's just so many different scenarios, just not for human, where humans don't need to be living. It depends. It just comes in. Like today, I had a family, had a house fire. There's 4 children in the home. One of the children is in preschool, which is not a District 5. They're through YMCA. So they had a house fire. The parents I can't buy for. The sibling I can't buy for, but the 3 in District 5 I can. So that one child and the parents could be eligible to go to the Threads of Hope. One of the greatest needs to me, and I think it's not only for students, it's for the parents, is transportation. Because they hop around so much. Like I order a bus. I have several buses that go out of zone. So we have a child who lives in the Lakeside zone. They're evicted, their house burns down. They have to move across town and they're in McCants zone. There's no use. We keep them at their school of origin. Because if they're hopping around for house and house, they don't need to have to change schools every week. So we provide bus transportation. Well, this bus is going all over the place. And also with the parents, if they live on this side of town and they work on this side of town and they're having to move across town, they may not have a vehicle to get back to their job. So really, transportation is a big issue. Of course, housing is. That's just without saying. But transportation is one of the biggest things, and that's one of the biggest sellers of our program. We can keep that child in the same school. That to me, I think is a bigger obstacle than clothing and school supplies. That's easy to take care of because of Threads of Hope, my program, other agencies to do that. But they have to have clothes because if they're moving from place to place, they can't carry all their stuff. They don't have transportation to do it, but they don't have the resources to keep this going. So a lot of times their clothes and things are left behind. But I think transportation is our biggest issue. My program is for education. I can even buy bus tickets to get the children to and from, if they're, which I never do. We have our own buses, school buses that will go out of zone, and we take care of that. I've used taxi cabs. I do it myself. I pick up yesterday morning I picked up 4 children. Because if they're hopping around, I can't get that bus switched around every day. I go pick them up myself in the van, take them to and from school until we get them settled in a place. So yeah, there's many ways that we take care of the transportation issue. We have St. John's United Methodist Clothing Closet, and I can send the families, the adults, the younger children. They're open 1 day a week, and I'm not sure exactly how often the Threads of Hope will be open. I don't think they have got to that point yet of setting hours. And I think she told me I'm going to be pretty flexible. If I need something, she will give me the key. We'll do whatever, and she's willing to work. And I'm sure if I need it now, all I do is call her because they have clothes in there now. I have other grants that I have raised. Like this year, I've raised like almost $13,000. That is extra money that I feel like if I need to bring it in, and I have bought for needy children for school. So we have other resources that we can call upon to give that. And a lot of people donate stuff to me. People here in the office, they'll bring clothes and I'll say, oh, we've got some clothes, and so I look through my list and see who can have it. But it's gonna be nice to have Threads of Hope open, so all I do is pick the phone up. I don't have to go asking or whatever situation. So it's gonna be nice to have a stable resource like that.